Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here, greetings boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day in Hokie Smokes. It is wet outside. It is raining pretty hard. Well, I don't know if it's raining at this moment, but it was earlier, and it's projected to be raining all day, so joy on that. Wet and soggy, likely going to be staying in. It happens. I have my chores to do in the community center. Gonna head over there and get those done at some point, so yay. I have my windows open, of course. I have my Christmas lights on, which I'm gonna have to turn off at some point, you know, for the battery, but still they're on. And I have the one light on that puts this light up above there, so that's cool. I have not done a whole lot just because of the weather and then what's going on with all this still cocooning. Did make it to Walmart last night, so I got some food, some drink. I'm pretty much, I can eat rice by itself. I don't mind eating rice by itself, but to make it slightly more healthy, it should be with other things. And I put chili with rice, so it's got, you know, the rice, the beans, and all the various other stuff, and then the meat. So there's all sorts of good things in it, you know, good is comparative. So eating that sort of thing is good, but if I need to, I have plenty of spices. I got a ton of rice. I could stop spending any money at all now on food and just eat rice. So yay. I don't plan on doing that, so, but the option's there. Just talking about the whole Walmart thing. But past that, not really been doing much, as stated. Because of weather and because of all that's going on with this. So, yay. Not a whole lot done physically. I haven't been working, you know, drawing my map. I've been thinking about various parts of it. I can't remember if I mentioned this. One of the things I wanted to do is thinking of the various things, like, you know, if the wind coming up in this direction, so it hits mountains, you know, so it rains up and it does that. But partly, yeah, I mentioned the underground parts of rivers coming up, so that there's the partial salt, partial fresh water on the inland sea. But the big thing, I pretty much decided it's using Scarlet Heroes for the actual overarching system, and then having various other creatures and critters and such like that from various other such, using my own setting, but the own system. I mean, Scarlet Heroes has its own setting in that this red mist has flowed over the whole world. And every continent, every city is under siege by this mist that's causing all sorts of horrible things to happen. Good for that setting. I want the system, not the setting. And then using white box and a bunch of other stuff for the other critters and things. And then making up various other bits and portions as I go along. And then I think using the 4 Against Darkness dungeon generation when I go into dungeons. And I'm not quite sure of the overland one yet. Making up the map via travel, like, say, Expanded World. Nah, I'm spitting there. Expanded World, No Quest Expanded World. It's you move into a hex, and then it's just you roll randomly to see what kind of hex it could be. Now, there is a whole bunch of stuff out there where this one fellow has a hex flower system. And hex flower for everything, from NPC reactions to traveling in a boat to populating areas like in land, where it really doesn't make too much sense to have, you know, here's this one hex that's, let's say, I don't know, 10 miles across. This is a desert, but over here, well, this hex is a lake, and this hex is a mountain, but this hex is a plain, and they're not really thrown together in any way that makes sense. But the hex flower method of doing it makes each place that you're moving into influenced by the place you are leaving. so that you are more likely to run into things that make sense from the last place you left, and then as you travel around. So that might be a good way to do it that way. With, as I've talked about, with the whole peasant slash local map versus corporate slash commercial, merchant maps versus, explorers, the people that are doing the things where you need to have actual up-to-date maps versus here's a route to get from this place to this place map versus, well, I live in this town and I heard there's stuff up that way and I see mountains over that way and I know that there's a lake. Well, it takes about half a day to walk. It's back down that way. So there's those kind of things. But having those two things, For Against Darkness for dungeon generation, and I think there's other types of things I want to try, but I think that's got it. Now the thing though, for town generation, definitely For Against Darkness, Troublesome Towns. Now the Troublesome Towns, which is a 2-book system, rules for the first book, tables for the second book on making towns. They can be like there's dungeons that can be mega dungeons that never stop. You could literally have a mega town that never stops. But the thing about this as well is it has rules for converting For Against Darkness to OSR and OSR to For Against Darkness. And OSR is again just the old school Renaissance, which is just any of the games like there's Labyrinth Lord and and Scarlet Heroes and White Box. Any of those roughly based on the old 1970s stuff as opposed to the more modern stuff where there's system and rules for everything versus the GM and makes up stuff. Still systems, especially if you do it solo. Now for the Oracle, I've talked about Oracles myself where at the very, very simplest, all you need is like a 6-sided die where you just roll it and your results are yes, yes and, yes but, no and no. And then it's just you take those interpretations. You don't try to guide your character, but you can just say, it's like if you're out in the woods, it's like, is it good weather? Is it bad weather? I check and I make a determination on what I think. And then you roll it and it's yes and. But that's all based on what you think as your character. You also have to make determinations where you are the game master. It can't all be the books. Sometimes you have to make rulings as the game master, knowing all the stuff and going, well, this would be better for the story and not so good for the character. One of those determinations that you have to make. Just like with the determination that I made when I was playing the game Note Quest, where I now have the character Blorbo Orc Eater, who, because I did not fully understand the rules that I was playing, I had, at the end of this one adventure, the character died. But because I wasn't playing it correctly, I figured as game master, beaten and thought to be dead, thrown onto a corpse pile, but half hit point left, crawls off that, finds enough of a shattered glass of a healing potion to bring himself up to 1 or 2 hit points. Manages to steal some equipment from the corpse pile and then heads on out. And then now he kills and eats parts of orcs. He's gone from being just a regular gnome of the merchant type to, well, he mostly lives out in the woods and he always eats a portion of the orcs that he kills. But for my setting, I have been thinking that there would be a connection between the quote-unquote goblin races and the elves. there was a common ancestor before the split. Now you have the elven races, and there's the more goblin races, you know, with the goblins that are the more shortish types, the hobgoblins, the more human types, then the orcs, and then the big old trolls up for that way. Not automatically just nasty and awful, because after all, everything I figure is genetics. So you're going to have genetic traits for a species, but just like we have for people, but everything is, hey, genetics. So mostly the goblins and the hobgoblins would be, hey, really, the goblins especially work real well with humans, up to the hobgoblins. Orcs more out there, trolls not so. And then with the elves, of course, they're just elves. But then, hey, so I'm thinking on stuff. So really, really close. By the end of the month, I should have the map that I got going, and then have it go, and then do that for the channel as well as other stuff, and that'll be good. So yay on that. And past that, nothing else has really been going on. There hasn't been a lot that can be going on. Bad weather, so there's not a whole lot of places I can go if I don't want to be absolutely miserable. And when I get there, because it's bad weather, I can't record it. None of the equipment I have is waterproof. Even I have the handy cam, a little handheld, recorder, but that's definitely not waterproof. And my tablet's not waterproof, so bad weather, I can't record anything. So, yay. Hopefully, though, you can get stuff that you can get done, the stuff that you want to get done. That's a very good thing. Now, in comments, hopefully this person is still watching my videos after they had mentioned that there was a person who is doing things, one of these solo RPG people. I'm talking about Geek Gamers and Dungeon Dive. Those are just the two big ones. I watch a lot of other ones, including the one that was mentioned in comments is like Willonas Delekas, I believe. It's does partially Portuguese, mostly English stuff, and I watch them, and they do a lot of good stuff. I watch a lot of these people, and I really enjoy their things. I'm always looking for more people, so that's a good thing. So no fear, and I am trying, so yay. I do watch a lot of things, and it's a good thing. So I've got plans, and it's good to have plans, and hopefully your plans will work out well. I am constantly thinking of not just on my RPG stuff, but on just on my creative stuff, and to the point that hopefully I'll be able to, once I talk to my med manager, maybe get onto an actual med, try Vyvanse. I mean, caffeine seems to bring my blood pressure up too high, so I don't think any over-the-counter med is going to be able to do the trick without driving up my blood pressure. So but it's worth a shot, it's worth a try, so yay. But hopefully we'll be able to get things done. But I got all sorts of projects, all sorts of things that I'm hopefully going to get done. And even though the views on my Fallout New Vegas have gotten to the point where I don't even think my last two have broken 100 views on either of them. Now, I'm still going to be doing that. I'm doing the DLC Dead Money right now, and it's vastly different from the regular playthrough stuff, so yay on that so far. I'm having fun, it's just difficult, so thumbs up. So, yay. If you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up, thank you so much, it is appreciated. I am doing a little bit better today, as you've seen. I'm waving my arm around. I just got to be careful so that it doesn't end up like that again, so I'm going to try not to wave around too much. But thank you so much if you are a Patreon patron, it is greatly appreciated. Even though I can't put your names up here yet, remember, when you look in the mirror, you are looking at someone who is beautiful and awesome. Thumbs up and thank you. For everybody that has left me a comment, especially about any of the solo RPG stuff, thumbs up and thank you. I wish I could remember names, but for the person who has been leaving me comments, thank you, and I hope you continue to watch, because there's more stuff coming up. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Yay! But each and every comment, whether or not I can talk about it in video or I can reply in comments, each and every comment is read and appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you. So past that, yeah, I'm just going to do what I can do. So hopefully you can do what you can do. That would be a very, very good thing. Yay! But if you can't, don't beat yourself up. It does not help you do it better next time. All it does is hurt. So there's no need to do that. Be nice to yourself. You deserve it. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. The colors are great. You know, they're not subtle, nor is it very bright, but I think it's cool that it cycles between RGB cast up against my ceiling there. It's nice. And then my sparkly portal into the nether realm here, the mirror with my lights. I like those. It's fun. So thumbs up on that. Anyway, though, I'm gonna, yeah. So you take care, and I will talk to you later.